Welcome to another episode of the Kick Off. Joining me at the desk is co-host Stephen Plaff. Welcome, Stephen.
Thanks, Dino.
Back from a weekend in Townsville for a netball carnival.
Yeah, mate. It's good to be talking a bit of footy, to be honest. But no, it was good. All the Bundy teams really played some good netball up there over the 4 days, mate. So yeah, interesting. Long drive.
It's a long drive.
It's a long drive, but mate, well worth it. All the girls enjoyed it. So especially my daughter, mate. So yeah, no, good times.
Also joining us at the guest is Bryce Holdsworth, Wide Bay regional manager for our region, the Wide Bay, and as there's no senior football on this week, Bryce is here to tell us where we can go watch some games.
Thanks for having me, Dean, Stephen. Just the area manager, but that's all right.
Regional manager.
It's all good, Dean. So no local rugby league in the Bundaberg area this weekend. The senior competition's got a bye around, and the juniors are not playing due to the school holidays. So locally, we've got a couple of carnivals running simultaneously this weekend. So we've been busy prepping our Rebel State Development Series, which is the carnival at the end of the Rise program that a lot of kids have been taking part in the 13-14 boys and 14-16 girls. So that's a development program that's endorsed by the NRL and QRL. So if you're ever watching the Kangaroos, they've all got their Rise, the word Rise written on the jerseys, which is a program that Neil Henry and Mel Meninga are sort of put together. So, and the development of the kids, so we're all our kids across the whole state are getting the same development opportunities and education.
Yeah, we've touched on the Rise program quite a few times, Bryce, actually, and going back to where you and me, when it was in its development stage, had sat down and talked about it over a couple of beers one night, and yeah, mate, seems to all be working really well, and I just think it's important that even you know, in that 13-14 bracket now for the boys, you don't have to be a rep player or you're not selected. Anyone can take part in that Rise program. That's right.
That's right, mate. The program for the 13-14 boys is open to any player that wants to develop their skills, or you know, an aspiring player that may sort of be you know, wanting to pursue a career in football. So anyone can join up, really, just on the link. So we've had a pretty good roll-up across the two programs that are in the Wide Bay this year, which is in Bundy and Fraser Coast, and
So how does that work folding into this carnival situation? Like it basically reads and plays like a rep carnival, does it not?
Yeah, it does. So the kids just register to the program via the link. There's a little bit of a fee involved, but basically that just covers the apparel that they get. Anything left over sort of goes back to the league.
So then, okay, Bundy under 13s have 40 kids register.
Yep.
Do they all get to play this weekend?
They all get to play, mate. Yep. So they've split them into two teams. So Bundy actually do have 40 kids in the 13s this year. This program.
Maybe I did do some homework, Bryce.
So that's good for once. So yeah, they actually do have two teams this year. So the carnival, they've split the two teams up into Bundy Black and Bundy Maroon. So both those teams will participate. So they've tried to even those kids up as best as they can and make two
quality sides.
Quality sides. It's a development program, so we're not keeping scores this weekend. But
fair enough. At 13 and 14, the kids will keep score for themselves.
Someone will be keeping score, but it's more, you know, get out there and showcase the skills that you've picked up in the last 5 or 6 weeks of the Rise program, and you know, the kids that they're going to be playing against from Redcliffe, you know, Sunny Coast, Rockhampton, Central Highlands, Fraser Coast, they've all done the same program, so they should all be. We should be able to see some quality and some of the things that they've been learning around the defensive techniques and attacking techniques. So
excellent stuff.
Yeah, it'll be all on show this weekend at Solder Oval. So
Saturday and Sunday, Bryce?
No, so the Rise Carnival starting on Friday at 9:50 a.m. So being the school holidays, we thought we'd throw it on Friday, but it finishes on Saturday, so it's all day Friday and all day Saturday.
Yep.
And then, they'll finish up Saturday Ave, and Saturday lunchtime we have our other carnival that kicks off at 1:15, which is our under-17 regional girls carnival. So, big weekend of footy. I've just got to probably send a shout out to Western Suburbs Juniors, who have kindly let us use their field as a fourth field for the Rise program.
Excellent,
and they're going to look after that field for us in that area all weekend. So thanks to West for doing that.
Hey, that's great to see, mate.
But regional girls carnival. So this one's probably a little bit more representative pathway. This one. So there's an opportunity for the girls to make the Queensland Country team, which will play at the. Last year they played in front of the crowd before the Host Plus Cup Grand Final, which is a statewide competition. So I dare say they'll have that opportunity again this year. So that opportunity is up for grabs there. So Tani Norris is actually in town on Saturday and Sunday, and she'll be doing a bit of recruiting. But
well done.
For the ladies of the game now, especially with that age group, there's probably there's probably the best time for them to be looking at their future in the game. We've got some, the NRLs at the top there. They've just added a few two or three more teams, I think, to the women's comp this year.
I think with the season after, they're basically looking at we're at the 12, a 10 team or 12 team this year, and then extending to 14 or so the next year until we reach a full roster.
Yeah.
And I think they've done from an NRL perspective, that's the right way to go about it. Just build it up to that. I don't think it was necessarily go bang and throw a heap of women in teams and start a full competition. Once we get to that full team, and I hope then it's a full-fledged competition and the girls are getting paid what they deserve.
And and there's pathways for these girls coming through.
And that's exactly right.
Well, this is probably where it starts. Again, the girls have the opportunity to take part in Rise at the 14 under 14, so the 13s and 14s are combined, and the 15s and 16s combined. So those age groups are all playing this weekend, but that filters, into the under 17 carnival. Which is taking place now. It'll be this weekend, and then those under 17s will probably make up some numbers in the region's under 19 Harvey Norman squads that play in the statewide competition, and then we've got the BMD Premiership. Obviously, got the NRL.
So that BMD Premiership is a statewide comp as well, isn't it? It's the Open Women's statewide. So basically, the Q Cup for the women's game.
Yeah. So we get to a stage where the NRL probably, and we're not. I don't think we're too far away from it, where the NRL have full-time women's teams.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
The ladies in community rugby league, particularly, have really got an opportunity now to put some, showcase their skills at the community level. Because if we go to, I wouldn't know how it would be structured, but if they still try and run the BMD Premiership at the same time, then those teams are going to need to be filled up with the quality young ladies that are coming through now. So, great opportunity for the ladies to, aspire or put their best foot forward to make a career out of rugby league if they wanted to.
So the women's game's going, it's grown at a massive rate. We do go back to saying it's a shame that Bundy doesn't have a full female competition anymore, but I think as it moves forward with all these 16, 17s, junior development and stuff, you're going to find over the next sort of 3, maybe 4 years that we do have a full-time competition here in Bundy back again, I think.
Yeah, as I said at the start of the last couple of shows I've been on, we're working really hard to try and make sure that the ladies have a pathway in our community game and they get some footy at clubland and league level. So again, it's like everything, it's a work in progress. You've got to try and get the interest back again, and there's a few things that we're brainstorming at the moment around how we move forward with a competition. That ideally the travel's not the greatest for everyone, especially in the time we're in at the moment with the fuel prices and cost of living expenses have gone up, and it's hard to split families going to one game, going to some game to the other. So that's something that we've got to take on board this year, and we'll have a review at the end again and see how we can try and probably localise it ease the travel burden, I suppose.
Yeah.
So
it'd be great to see the top of the game maybe put some money towards that sort of thing, Brycey, like just evens out the playing field. If people can afford to do it, they do it.
Yeah, that's right.
They love the game, but if you haven't got the fuel in the car to get from Idesville to Bundy every Saturday, guess what? You just can't do it. It's that simple.
Look, we got quite a good, particularly now under 17 girls. There's probably 6 or 7 of those that are coming over from the South Burnett area. So it's really good that they've travelled for training every Friday. I think the girls have trained every Friday and Sunday, so they've really committed to the cause, which I think Otto, who's the coach, has just asked for the month of June. Basically, we do training and we rip in. So they've all responded really well to that.
And they'll be playing. We're talking Wide Bay in this instance.
But again, the ladies that are playing, even in our club and our local games, of the ones that want to play and travel are doing it. Right? But there's probably just not enough, and we know that the travel burden is partly the reason. So we've got to come up with a way to make that better for everyone in the region, so they can get some
One
games.
time when I was president at Brothers, we could get grants from the government for fuel vouchers.
Yeah.
So we used to give fuel vouchers
to the women's team when they were travelling all the time.
To whoever we thought needed it, and Clayton used to get some when he used to take all his stuff down to
There's opportunities with grant funding and things from the government and local councils we can look into, but the couple of the clubs we have are linked to a club, an actual club, where the other are linked to the league. So the leagues have to sort of take the lead on trying to help start the application process for those funds, those grants, and we obviously help them try and write those grants and stuff. So they get in with a good shot at getting some money, it's not an easy process these days.
No.
Some of them, so there are a couple that are easy, but they've got to be used for certain things. So I don't know whether they do the sort of fuel voucher things anymore. So it's equipment and things like that. But anyone out there want to donate a bus?
A bus, make sure it's full of fuel.
A bus or 3, that'd be great.
No, mate, I just think it's a great idea, Brycey. We can only move forward from here, and that's a big area in the wider community. It's not just our Wide Bay area that suffers from that. You could go right up the Queensland coast, mate, and people from the Berta can go to Cairns every other week to play a game of footy. That's just how it is up there too. And if we can bring that in, maybe across the board, doesn't even necessarily have to be with the women's game. That's probably an issue for our region at the moment, and that's why we're touching on it. But to grow the game, and I know it takes money, and there's a lot of people already putting their hand in their pocket, sponsorship wise, a lot of great business and stuff like that, and we thank them very much. But we've got to try and keep improving and coming up with new ways, and maybe filter a bit of money out of the southern divisions and push it a bit more further up the coast into some of the country areas. I think would be an amazing idea if we could start picking up some funding like they do down south. It would help our region.
And that would only improve the quality of the people that are coming out.
Exactly. Like we're going through the origin period at the moment. And if you actually have a look at where all the 90% of the men's team are from, guess what?
Country.
They're country or regional areas. You might have had four or five maybe who are from Metro. The rest are from Innisfail. Cairns Kangaroos.
There's some Rockhampton.
Rockhampton, Gympie, South Logan. They're not actually in Metro. So maybe that's something. Maybe I'm having a bit of a dig there and trying to
stir in the pot.
Well, I'm not stirring the pot, but doesn't it make sense? Doesn't it make sense? Like, you have a look at our 100%, our best side that we can possibly put together and win an Origin Shield, which we've done again this year. Where are they coming from?
Yeah.
So why aren't we putting more money into
Country.
country areas?
Yeah.
I don't know, it just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense to a lot of people, but those people are
We've
not
probably
in
got a
control.
bit off track, sorry.
No, but
all good.
so you've been fairly busy this weekend, but there'll be no refereeing duties.
No refereeing duties
this
this weekend. Luckily, I'm flat out doing other stuff.
Flat out walking around in a moon
Yeah,
boot.
flat out walking in a moon boot. But anyway, no refereeing this weekend. I'll be walking around or hobbling around, but
Yeah. You're going to be Raps this weekend.
I'll be on the commentary for a bit. So actually, the under 17 girls will be live streamed. Thanks to Phil and the crew at Wide Bay ITV.
Yep.
We've connected up with the QRL team, so that'll be live streamed through our Q Plus service, but that's going to be free.
Free to
free
all?
of charge. Yep,
Okay.
free of charge
Excellent.
to
Be able
everyone.
to,
So
if I
you-
can't get out there, I'll jump on and have a look. That'll be good. It'll be
can't
good
get
see
to the
what's getting
game and
around.
you're looking to watch your daughter or your niece or your granddaughter or whatnot, that'll be free on Q Plus TV.
Yes.
And they're coming from, we come from way down south into Toowoomba areas, Clydesdales are
Yeah,
coming.
the Clydesdales are
and
coming.
how far north are we spread, Bryce?
We got a team from the Capras are bringing the team down,
Yeah.
so they'll have girls that probably live out at Emerald and further.
Yeah.
At Dysart out that way in that team.
Excellent.
Sunny Coast Falcons, Western Clydesdales, which picks up the whole Western corridor.
Yep.
Not sure, whether they've got
Right out,
anyone.
that's it, right out through Roma and everywhere.
Roma, Charleville,
Yep.
Cunnamulla. I'm not sure if there's any girls in that team from out that way this year, but there has been in the past.
Yeah.
And then the Sunny Coast Falcons will be
They're here as well.
those three teams, they'll be strong. So
Yeah.
we've got a couple of younger ladies in our Wide Bay team that'll get some experience from this, but they'll be, fingers crossed and touch wood that they go through injury free. They'll be in the team for another year or two and then filter into our under 19. So there's some really good talent coming through. They're a little bit younger, but
Mate, they've got to start somewhere. So,
That's right.
these sort of carnivals, that's where you get your experience. You play at a high level, your game rises to a high level, mate.
It does.
Saw that at the netball up there all week. Kids will rise to an occasion. So, the girls will be all keen and ready to play.
Yeah.
So, let's just hope they can get the job done, Brycey.
yeah, no, they'll go all right, mate.
No,
Whether
well done.
they win, lose or draw, mate, they've had a good experience so far in the training. They go into camp on Friday, our ladies. So, looking forward to that.
Excellent.
I'm sure they are.
Well, all the best for the weekend, Bryce.
Yeah,
Looks like
thank
she's
you.
going to be a big weekend for you
It's
anyway.
going to be quite busy, so I'm sure I'm have a sore leg. One sore leg anyway. Be the one
I think you might have
it. The one that doesn't have a moon boot on.
Yeah, well, Bryce, thanks for all that information on what's happening this weekend.
No worries.
There's going to be some exciting rugby league played in the area. So if you want to go out and see our up-and-coming future QRL, NRL and Queensland Stars, this is where it'll be happening. So we're going to take a break and come back with a story on an Origin exhibition. So we'll be back after the break. I'd like to thank Bryce for his time and
No worries,
Well
thank
done.
you.
Thanks,
for having
Bryce.
me again.
Good to see you again, brother.
No climbing Mount Stewart, mate.
No, didn't go to Mount Stewart, mate.
Not even the Little Rock.
No, I climbed the Ville. The front stairs into the casino, mate. So anyway.
Your local Better are your appliance specialists with everything from fridges and laundry to TV, small appliances and much more. Plus, take advantage of our free delivery service within 20 k's of your local Better store. Go local, that's better.
Rum City Foods stocks everything. Paul's Milk, frozen products, packaged foods, dairy, bakery, drinks, chemicals and all the hospitality packaging you need. Find them at rumcityfoods.com.au or at their massive new premises on Commercial Street, Bundaberg.
welcome back to the Kickoff. Also joining us tonight is Llewellyn Millhouse. He's here to tell us about an exciting exhibition that's happening in Hervey Bay. Welcome, Llewellyn.
Thank you so much for having me.
What can you tell us about this exhibition?
So the exhibition is called Origin Story, and it's at the Hervey Bay Regional Gallery. It's on now. It does run till August 27th. But it's all about state of origin, but really, it's telling the story of Queensland Rugby League. So the history of rugby league in Queensland through the history of the interstate series between Queensland and New South Wales.
Yeah.
So you actually drifts back into when we used to be getting tailed up every year.
Probably.
And just before I was born, and my dad would teach me that no, we got no chance of winning young fella. All our good players are playing for New South Wales. So it reaches right back into those
Oh,
eras.
mate, we started 1907.
Okay, yeah,
Right?
well
So we
and
started
truly.
at the beginning of rugby league in Australia.
Yeah,
And
excellent.
telling the story of rugby union and the split from rugby union to rugby league, but also the growth of the game. So in the early years, the exhibition's kind of split up into three periods, right? So 1907 to 1945, those are the early years.
Yeah.
So a lot of the focus around there is about Indigenous participation, because in Queensland, Indigenous participation in rugby league was pretty much the only place in public culture where Indigenous people are celebrated. So it's got this kind of celebrating that history.
Yeah, excellent.
And we've got a couple of really excellent items from that period.
Yeah.
So one of them is this.
So we do have a few pictures of,
Oh, yeah,
of
yeah,
what's,
bring
on
up a
at,
picture,
what's on at the exhibition. What can you tell us about that?
Right, so
that piece there?
the exhibition's 50-50, like historical artefacts. So
Yeah.
most of our historical artefacts have come from the Queensland Rugby League History Committee's collection.
Yeah.
But the other half is contemporary artworks. So I invited a bunch of artists from around Queensland to kind of respond to the idea of state of origin and the importance of rugby league in Queensland culture. Currently based on Russell Island, and she's an artist that makes work with consumer culture rubbish.
Yeah, right,
Right?
okay.
Yeah, and
awesome.
so she's put together a bunch of footy shoes, and, and she's liquid nails them to this big kind of spherical object, right? And the work is called Worm's Eye View,
Yeah.
Okay.
and it imagines what a footy pitch is like from the perspective of a worm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some far out stuff, like that's probably the most far out thing.
Yeah.
But then you've got this work here we've got up on the screen. It's by Jack Rogers, who's Brisbane-based, but spent a lot of time in Cairns as a young fella.
Okay.
And it's a series of paintings of the 1988 Tinny incident.
Yes.
You may be aware of
I
this.
was very aware of that. I'll
Yeah,
never
yeah,
forget it.
So,
Actually went to the Australia Great Britain match that year.
Yeah.
Dino was at Lane Park. Was the first big footy game my dad took me to. I was 9.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And Andy Gregory come in and took Wally Lewis's head off, and the cans started flying again, mate. About 3 or
like
4
that.
months later. So yeah, they didn't
Oh,
like
so they
that.
didn't stamp it out straight away?
No. While there was cans in the outer at Lane Park, they were getting thrown on the field. Yeah, that was just how it was. The boys would get a bit liquored up and get a bit keen, and something bad happened. They were coming in hot.
Yeah.
So we got, you can see here in the background, there's a pretty special object. So you can see the 1994 Ford Falcon, the Queenslander car.
Yeah. How did that come about?
Well, it's a great story. I was talking to people in the community about this origin story exhibition and about who's in the community that's like a real footy fanatic, because I wanted to get some fan art,
Yeah.
And here's another picture of it. So I was talking to this fellow named Bruce Wire, and he said, you know what, my mum's telling me about this fella that drinks down at the Tanana Hotel. And this fella
Sounds like a wild story already. Eh?
This fella can't shut up about this car that he has. So everyone in the pub's sick of listening to him about this car. So no one really knows, what his name is or whatever. I mean, they know him, some people in the pub, but I didn't have any contact. So I just go to the pub. So at 5 p.m, knock off, go to the pub, just wait around, see if he shows up. He didn't show up that day, but what I did is I wrote a little note for him saying, "You're doing this exhibition. Here's my number." And the people at the publican was like, "He's not going to believe this. He's going to think we're taking a piss." But he did believe it, and he got in touch, and his name's Shane Jacob.
Oh, right,
And, he's just a massive fan, and he's lived in the region for a long time, but he used to travel down.
And he went and painted his car.
So over a period of around 20 years he spent on that. So if you have a close look at the images, and if you
there
come
was
down
a lot of signatures I think I've seen on the side there.
so some really big names. So over a period of around 20 years he's gotten everyone.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and
that's really good.
yeah,
you can
so
see him in
he's-
gold there on the side.
Yeah, exactly. You come down and have a look at the the Queenslander car.
Got the years we've obviously won the shield there down the bottom.
Yeah, so the main decorations on the car is obviously the colours, but then it's got all the sponsors and then all the years, who's won.
Yeah.
When the Blues win, he tends to obscure it somewhat.
Good on him.
Yeah. And then
As you do.
he doesn't have to worry about it this year, that's for sure.
yeah, and actually, the day after game 2, there he was, straight in as soon as we
Straight in.
opened.
Yeah.
23 on the bloody car.
What a legend.
Yeah.
No, good on him, that's awesome.
So what was your knowledge of rugby league before this exhibition started?
Look, I was an Origin fan, like pretty much every Queenslander. I tune into Origin, but I wasn't a footy man. Definitely not. My background's art, so I didn't really know anything about footy. But when I moved to the community, to Harvey Bay, I'm originally from Brisbane, it became so clear that footy is the culture of regional Queensland.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is.
And,
it is.
and that's reflected in a very diverse community of people. So it's a culture of, the white people, the black people, all sorts of, it's really...
It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, and that... It's good that you say that, like coming from a city. I lived in Brisbane for 7 years, and believe it or not, I actually went to a couple of art shows, Dino, while I lived down there. We had one. I was working at the pub at a pub in the valley for a time before when the GST had come through. There wasn't a lot of work for chippies going on. So anyway, and one of the guys there was an artist, had his own exhibition, and that sort of got me. The missus had a great time. So obviously we went to a few more there. But yeah, it is much wider talked about in country areas than maybe with the city folk, and. I think for me, like I've played the game my whole life, I've coached the game, I've been involved with the game, certain different roles. You too, Dino, and you, for you across 2 countries.
Yeah.
It keeps you going. I run into Dean down the street. Oh mate, here was that game of how the Broncos go. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, gets people talking. So stuff like this, your exhibition, that the football fan, especially, and you don't have to be a Queensland supporter or a New South Wales. If you're just a lover of the game, get on down and have a look. Look at the ticket stubs, stuff like that, old photos.
Yeah, so we've got some fantastic objects from the Queensland Rugby League History Committee. So I've got some old jerseys, I've got photographs. A big highlight of the exhibition is the Army Museum Queensland, South Queensland I should say, have loaned us this 1945 trophy. So in 1945, a bunch of Australian soldiers were stationed on Bougainville. Yeah. And when Japan surrendered, they didn't have much to do. So they were playing footy. And
excellent.
They held this a tournament between Queensland and New South Wales on Bougainville between servicemen. So from Queensland, from New South Wales. And so it's now known historically as the first Origin match. Because people are playing not from where they're living, their state of residency. They're playing from where they're from.
Right.
And this was serious footballs. In 1945,
they would have been into it.
A lot of servicemen were footballers.
Oh, absolutely.
And people that played these games actually came back and played representative rugby league. So it wasn't. It was a pretty high quality match.
Mate, guys, all that sort of Aussie sport when it leads into the services. I know our police and fireys. They play Queensland, New South Wales every year, pick an Australian side out of that. The Air Force does it. I think our fireys played New South Wales Armed Services this year. Yeah. Had one of the blokes from Bundy Brothers went down and played in that. Well, he used to play for Brothers. Yeah, Tempe's a bit old now, but he also played in those sort of games. So, when it comes to that sort of stuff, mate, that's great that you've got that in there. But
that's still
still happens today. So it's amazing how tradition just keeps on following on.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you said you sent the word out to local artists. Did you get many artists?
So actually the exhibition was inspired by a local artist named Joel Barney, and he played a lot of footy as a young fella, and he's always wearing a Maroons jersey. And I always ask him about it. Say, hey, big fan of the Maroons, are you, mate? And so just working with people in the community, I've only been there for a short time. It was really clear that this is something the community cares about. And a big part of what we're trying to do at the Harvey Bay Regional Gallery support the culture of the place. You know? Not import the culture from somewhere else, but support the culture of the place and you know, celebrate this. The
Mate,
culture
you've hit the nail on the head. You'll get people through the door when you're doing that sort of thing. If you, instead of trying to bring something out from outside in, you bring what's already here to the people that love that thing. You're on the right track, mate.
We've got a couple of original artists that have been highly involved in league with his Sid Domick.
Yeah, Siddy Domick.
He's in town, and Shanae Sutton.
Oh, cool. And, I don't know Shanae, but I did look into Sid's work.
She
no,
does
they're both very
work.
handy. I mean, Sid was a great footballer himself. So, you know, like, but the artwork, that's his cultural side of things, so well done to him. But, interesting talking about that cultural stuff, Dino. Brothers Old Boys Day home game, last round of the comp. Will be a special day. I'll leave it at that. But,
but it'll be a special day.
We'll be talking about a few other things then. Going into that art sort of area.
Or don't ask me to paint anything.
No, mate, no. All that's been already done.
All right,
that's already been done,
very
mate.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
all organised.
So, did you watch the game then last week?
Yeah, well, Game 2 actually did a live screening in the gallery.
Yeah.
We wanted it to be a big event. In the end, we couldn't pull it off because we've got some problems with our City Park area. We've got some unexpected guests stationed there at the moment. So we held the event inside and we had a good turnout and it was a lovely evening. We had like pies, sausage rolls, beers.
Awesome.
It was a really lovely. And actually, I expected it to be all blokes that turn up, but it was all the aunties, actually.
The women are mad keen, mate, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that much is very clear.
Yeah.
And it's the aunties that are doing all the, the dirty talk as well.
Oh, yeah.
Sticking it to the
mate.
Blues fans.
That's right.
They were talking big.
They talk it up then, ladies.
Yeah, too right.
So the day after the win, did it increase interest in the exhibition? Did you get extra visits?
We had a bit of an uptick. Yeah. But surprisingly, I think there's a lot of New South Wales fans in the region. Yeah. So they were a bit quiet.
They wouldn't have shaved their face, mate.
Yeah.
Nothing better than winning Origin on Wednesday night and bouncing out of bed to go to work the next day, mate. You feel them, 10 foot tall and bulletproof. And that'll never change, once it's in the blood. We talk about Queensland, having that, just knowing what Origin means, and that New South Wales don't get it.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it, they never will. So it's just something about it. Just we're from nowhere, mate. You go for a state netball carnival, which I did during the week. You drive 12 hours. That's just what you do. You don't have that down in the city.
No.
So for all those blokes that come from country Queensland, they're representing their whole state.
They love the sport.
That's exactly right.
Representing the state.
They're representing their hometown, One thing that Queensland do really well is captains run before every Origin. The boys wear their jersey from their junior club. Yeah. So it's all those sort of things, and that. Oh, look, I can talk about Origin all night if you want, but we're not here for that.
Yeah. Thanks for your time, Llewellyn, and for your knowledge of the Origin exhibition. We're going to take a short break now to hear from our sponsors and be back with results from the Bundaberg and Wide Bay area. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks very much, fella.
Thanks, Luke.
For coming.
Nice to meet you, mate. Yeah.
Local Better are your appliance specialists with everything from fridges and laundry to TV, small appliances and much more. Plus, with a range of payment options available, you can buy now and pay later. Go local, that's better.
Rum City Foods stocks everything. Paul's milk, frozen products, packaged foods, dairy, bakery, drinks, chemicals and all the hospitality packaging you need. Find them at rumcityfoods.com.au or at their massive new premises on Commercial Street, Bundaberg.
Welcome back to the Kick-Off, and it's now time for a wrap-up of the results in the Bundaberg and Wide Bay area. So no games this weekend in the South Burnett, so we'll start with Central Burnett, Eidsvold.
that's a pretty convincing win over the Eidsvold Eagles up there.
I got a message from one of the Mike out in the bush, and Macca put the boots back on.
Oh, really? Is that right? Wow, you won't lie run into Macca. There he is there in the 24 by the look of it.
Yeah, they had a little run.
Yeah, good on him, mate. Yeah, well, a little bit of his experience out there wouldn't hurt them young fellas either, mate. Well, it shows that's a big win over Eidsvold. So
Eidsvold got sort of pretty well pumped last week, 90-0. So they managed to get some good periods in the game.
Yeah.
After the last week's.
Well, they've got a couple of tries on the board, so that's a bit better of a hit out. Don't tell me he scored, Macca. Yes, he did. Look at that.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. And the Eidsvolds were pretty woeful in defence last week.
Yeah.
But
must have turned up a bit better this week.
Yeah. Ivan Collins is still running around and he's still put on a bit.
I believe he's still registered with Wallaroos. He's been playing a few games of reserve grade for Wallaroos too. Yeah. So
in this game, he had a couple of good runs. There he is. They're looking at number 7.
Number 7, still going around.
Still getting around.
He's still actually quite quick and elusive. Still gets off the left and right foot really easily. Ivan, but mate, he's well and truly older than me. I remember him playing when I was still a young fella. So good on him, mate. Still involved, playing out there with his family, and the same at Wallaroos. A few Collinses down there, mate. So good, well done to him. So then we.
So we also we've got footage of Gander and Monto where the Gladiators got the win, 48-5 against the Roos.
5.
Yeah.
That's that. Kicked the field goal.
Dropped a field goal just before half time. Did the Wallaroos, but I think they were shorter men. I think they only had about 11 players.
Okay, yeah.
So they
back in there, probably having a bit of trouble there. Maybe missing a few of their guys for work and stuff like that. I know that, the regional areas, that's one of our biggest issues is
the mines.
The mines, pickers out in the central Vernon and stuff. So they must have been struggling. But well done to Gander. And it just goes to show, I really think this year's competition's going to be between Gander and Mundubra, mate. We might be looking at a State of Oranges as a grand final this year. Yeah. So and mate, they're 1-win all against each other over the last few weeks. So, and they've both hit back there. With 2 convincing wins. Yeah. So well done to them, boys.
So in the Northern District's women's game, a defeat for the previously undefeated Gingin Orchids.
Wow.
Going down 14-10 to the improving Agnes Waters.
Well,
ladies.
It's a wonder my phone hasn't been ringing because Kim would be ecstatic over that. So I might get to catch Kimmy out at the carnival on the weekend, but 14-10, that's impressive. Remembering their last hit out, Gingin only won 4-0.
Yeah. So the couple of girls were back at Salters Oval watching the A grade. So I got to talk to a couple of those. And although they travelled with 11 players, they said the Marlins played a great game and fully deserved the win.
Yeah, okay, excellent. Yeah, I see G Bus there with a try. And Galea again. But tries to Moran, Burke and Hetherington. Yep. For the Marlins. So well done. That's what you like to see in the competition. All of a sudden, Gingin, they got to work a bit harder now. Yeah. So, but they were short on numbers, you said?
They travelled with 11. So
okay. All right. Yeah. And up to Agnes for that game, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, right, okay. No problem.
And in the men's competition, Gingin against South Carolina ended in a tie, 28-all. Oh, sounds like a good contest between the Hawks and the Sharks.
Yeah, 28-all. There it is there, Dino. Yeah. That's very interesting. Gingin are really starting to put some form together. Yeah. They've been getting close the last few weeks, and a draw against the Sharks.
It's a pretty good result for them.
Very good result. Very, very good result for them. Definitely. So, well done. Yeah. Who did we have in the other game up there?
In the last game at the Gary Larson Oval, ISIS took the victory over Miriamville. The Devils scoring 36 while they kept the Magpies scoreless. Defence wins games, Pluffy.
Absolutely. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
Mate, they'll be very happy up there. The Devils staff, coach, 36-0. You cannot complain with that sort of outing, you know. No. They're my tip at the moment, at this stage of the regular season. They're my tip to win the premiership in the Northern Districts this year. the probably only side, and they have beaten them this year, is Avondale Tigers.
Yeah.
However, then the Sharks a week before give the Tigers a bit of a touch-up. So,
It all depends if they've all got their full complement when they're going into the finals.
Absolutely. It's like all competitions, mate. Like you want to be hitting your straps with a full complement of players just coming into that finals time, really playing your best footy then, and put your best foot forward to make a grand final and go on to win a premiership. So, but yeah, at the moment, I think for mine, when the Isis Devils have got their full team on the park, they're going to be very hard to beat this year.
I would think so.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, with the players they have.
Definitely.
All right, moving on to the results in Bundaberg.
So, so this week, we've got Brothers.
I've got the reserve grade games on first. The
have you?
Wallaroos had a forfeit against Brothers.
Oh, yes.
And the Magpies got on top of the Tigers 16-4.
Yeah, so that first one, the Wallaroos, they were the ones who forfeited. So
Yes,
Brothers will take that 2 points plus 20
Yeah.
for their for and against.
Yeah.
And so who was the second game, Dino?
It was east of the Tigers. The Tigers went down 16-4.
Yeah, see, interesting result there, Dean. They East haven't beat Waves this year. Brothers haven't beat Waves this year, but they've beaten East. So that's an interesting result there. That'll even out the reserve grade table a fair bit too.
We'll come to that in a little bit. But the Seagulls went down to the Panthers in Harvey Bay and reserve grade 66-4.
So
the league positions as points difference in play. The Magpies, Brothers and the Tigers are all on 18 points with just West 4 points behind. So it's pretty tight at the top.
Very tight, yeah. I did speak with Leggy Tanza when I was in Townsville just to get some results through. He did say if the Brothers Reggie's boys can win the last three games or win 2 of the last 3 games, they have every chance of winning the minor premiership, which is interesting because they were going really well at the start of the year and a few mishaps through the middle of the season. But I think in that reserve grade comp, Waves Tigers has sort of been the yardstick, mate.
Yeah.
They're the team. But with them losing to East on the weekend, like you just said, just evens it out.
That's what it is. It's all level at the top, and the point difference is the positions that they're in.
Is your plus and for and against. Yeah. Right, excellent. Very good.
Local Better are your appliance specialists with everything from fridges and laundry to TV, small appliances and much more. Plus, take advantage of our free delivery service within 20 k's of your local Better store. Go local. That's better.
Who can you call upon when interest rates are rising or if your fixed rate is ending? The Refinanciers from Aussie. We'll make your home loan work harder. Let's talk.
Right, in the A-grade games, it was a first half tight tussle between Brothers and Wallaroos in the first game, with Brothers going in at the break 10-4.
Yeah.
So we've got footage there, but the Roos had plenty of ball in the first half.
There by Tyler Hodge.
Yeah, but mistakes in good positions and solid defence stopped them from scoring.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So Brothers, their line defence pretty solid. I didn't get to see a lot of footy, Dean, as you know. I was all the way up in Townsville watching netball, but from what I understand, I made a couple of calls out of the games. I see they had Shawnee Collins in there having a run this week. Good to see Kevy Sheriff back for Brothers. But from what I understand, a few silly errors and stuff like that, but the second half was when Brothers really took control of the game.
Yeah, it's the second half. It's more of the same for the Roos. They dropped the ball and a lot of poor play the balls, kicking the ball when there's at least 3 or 4 there.
Too many unforced errors, mate.
And it spoiled some good scoring opportunities for them. And
that's a good try there to young Mitchy Sly.
With Brothers sticking to the process, they finally took control, ran out 36-8 winners. Yeah,
well, the Brothers boys will get a few extras back in coming off suspension next week. You look at this side, still got quite a few young blokes, but few blokes come back.
They're a bit impressive, them young guys.
Yeah, Benai, he's back from injury.
He actually played in this game.
Yeah. He's back this week. He was back this week. Maxie Shorter was back in this week after a couple of weeks away with work. Still a few blokes to come back in. The skipper, Ty Priestley, will be back in next week, so with his brother Hayden. So, I'm pretty sure they have East on the weekend.
Yeah. There's nobody this weekend.
No one this weekend, but the next game will be.
So we've got footage of brothers Kevin Sheriff and Wallaroos Bailey Robertson
after the game.
Yeah,
well, Kevin, they made you work for that tonight.
Yeah, it was a tough one. You always know Wallaroos are going to be a hard grind. So I think we had plenty of opportunities in that first half, and 10-4 at half time. I think Wallaroos would have been pretty happy with their possession and going in with that at half time. So I had to start from scratch again second half and execute a lot better.
They came out in the second half. They looked to be getting really good, and then the errors started coming along.
Yeah, I think we gave them they had a really good 10 minutes the last 10 minutes of the first half. So I guess they go into sheds fairly confident. Like I said, with the amount of footy that they had in that first half. So yeah, they had a really good start to the second half, and we just stuck to our structure a little bit there, where we got to our kicks and put some pressure on. But they were good.
That win keeps the 3-point buffer no matter what happens tonight on other results.
Yeah, look, it's you got 3 rounds left, so 3-point buffer it's a good one. But we've got 3 very tough games to finish the season. So we got Waves East and Waves to finish off. So they're right behind us, chasing us. So yeah.
And West have been coming along nicely, coming real slow along, and all of a sudden they're right in the top there.
Yeah, mate. West, they've always got players hanging around somewhere, so they'll be there at the end of the day. So it's footy, and when you get to finals footy, it's anyone's game. So that first position only holds on for so long.
Happy with the juniors that stepped up today?
Yeah, mate. It's great having these young 18-year-olds coming through, and today they're fresh playing for us. So it's good to see. So there's still plenty more in that squad that can be playing for us. So it's a great opportunity for them when they get a chance.
Anyway, congratulations on the win tonight. Good luck throughout the season.
Cheers, thank you. Thanks.
Bit unlucky, I thought, tonight.
Yeah, it was really patchy, same as we've been the last couple of weeks. We constrained 10 minutes together, and that's about it.
Yeah, you look to be getting on top in the second half, and then they just got it. A couple of times you dropped the ball in good position.
Yeah, we're just killing ourselves with our own errors. I reckon 10 or 12 just dropping it, playing the ball. We're getting to the areas we want to be at, and we're playing the right footy in patches, but it's just patches.
Yeah, it was a really good effort by your boys. What did the coach have to say at half time?
Yeah, we were down a little bit, people out of position and stuff, but I think we were just happy with us showing up. With the amount of ball we did drop, staying in the game. Last 3 weeks we've been killing ourselves, and the fact that we have stayed relatively close in the games. In the past couple of years, we've been turning into blowouts, so it's been good that we've been keeping it relatively close.
Couple of more games under your belt, and it looks like you may have another win coming up.
Yeah, we've got a week off, so everyone will enjoy that. I'm sure we'll get together with a couple of beers, and then back at home, we seem to be playing pretty well there, and then hopefully roll in nice and strong towards the end of the year. We're feeling pretty confident.
Yep, so congratulations on your effort tonight, and good luck next week and throughout the season.
Cheers, fellas, all good. Thank you.
So that's what they had to say, pretty much what we talked about.
Yeah, pretty much summed it up.
So.
From what I understood, and my mail on the game, I haven't been able to go back and watch it yet. So, but yeah, I mean, as I said to you, Wallaroos, they're playing in patches, Dean.
Yeah.
You know, and Brothers' defence honestly has held them out. If they've had a lot of ball in that first half, so well done to Brothers defensively. But Brothers will just keep coming. So if you can't control that, you know, for a team like Wallaroos to get a win over one
just
of the top sides.
effort areas they're lacking.
It's the tiny little things, mate. If they can clean up their game, they'll be dangerous, mate.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So down in Harvey Bay, A-grade Panthers and the Seagulls, the score was 60-10 to the Panthers.
Okay, yeah.
So it took me a while to get that result. I've looked on the internet. It wasn't on the net.
There was something. I checked the net too for Dino up there to see what was going on. But didn't get. But that's a solid win by the Panthers.
Yeah.
Usually, sometimes they don't travel the best.
No.
But
I think
yeah.
I think the last time they went down there, the result was pretty closer.
Yeah. West last travel game, I think they played Wallaroos down there earlier in the season, maybe in the first round. They played Wallaroos in Maryborough and got beat.
Yeah.
So, that'll be good for them. They'll go down there, they'll bring a good score line back, steal the 2 points. That's all you can do for that game. Go down, get the job done, get in the bus and get home. So, well done to them.
So the main game brought the Magpies and Tigers together.
Looks like a pretty close contest, doesn't it?
It was an arm wrestle in the first half with a few mistakes, and defensive lapses stopped the Magpies from making any progress against a determined Tigers outfit. And one of those was they'd kicked out on the full, so the 20-metre trap to the
an unforced error there too.
And Waves have tapped and ran straight through the middle and scored. So, try straight from 20 metres, and
I imagine this would have been a pretty tight battle, like tough battle up in the middle. Looks a bit wet out wide there, Dean. What's going on with the field, mate?
No, I don't know if they've watered it today. Though it wasn't raining. There's no rain or anything.
It just looks like there's a couple of big puddles. Might have a broken sprinkler head by the look of that.
In the middle, where you talk the middle, Waves gave some game time to other players, and Rhys Morn and Sam Tobin and Joshua Hill had an extended time on the bench. Right. So their return in the second half assisted the Tigers to a 28-16 win.
Yeah, okay. Mate, that's a quality. That's a really good win from the Tigers coming now. 2 wins on the trot. Beat Brothers, beat East.
Yeah.
After a loss to West, I believe, 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago. They've turned it around. A bit unlucky to not get a turnover there with that drop ball, but well done to the Waves, mate. They're shaping into a really good side. They come out of a little scuffle there the week before with Brothers pretty much unscathed.
Yeah.
Which is what it is. So good on them. They got the win this week over East. But that East side, very, very physical contest every time you come up against East. For them to get over the top of them, that's really good.
So I think this ends up a try, I'm not sure. For
Cody Moore.
Yeah.
Like he's playing soccer.
He had a couple.
He's done really well there, actually. That's ridiculous.
Good control, isn't it?
Yeah, great control.
So he got 2 on the night, and then the winger there got 3.
Cody's played, Cody's a great footballer, mate. He's played a lot of good footy. He's come through that Cowboy system in the 20s. So, when we used to have the youth competition, the National Youth Comp, the NYC. So he's been around football a long time. He knows the processes. It shows out here, back in grade. So well done to Cody.
So we have footage and interviews with Rhys Morn and with Magpies William Walsall.
So coach kept his big guns on the bench, and then you went on and turned the match around.
Yeah, well, that was the game plan there, to give the interchange forwards the last 15 to 10 minutes of the first half, just to reserve us a little bit. We're trying to get the game plan working, but I think I could have went 80 tonight. I wanted to, but they had to rein me in a little bit.
So your brother went over for 2 tries. Are you behind him on the points?
He's a hog. He's a hog. That's all I'll say. He's a hog. Yeah.
3 to the winger as well.
Yeah, Lachlan Dalloway, he played awesome. We welcomed Lockie back last week from an ankle injury, so it's great to have full contingent and full team back on the paddock. I think we only had Harry step up today from reserve grade, so having a full bench, we haven't had that for many, many weeks. So it's good to see.
All looking good for coming up to finals.
Yeah. Well, week off next week, so we'll enjoy that, relax a little bit, and then big game against Fish. So yeah.
Well, enjoy your week off, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, mate. Perfect.
Good first half, but a few missed chances.
Yeah, I felt like that was the case. It was. We'd get down there really well, but then I felt like we were just really disjointed there. Just from my perspective, it was just from me in the middle. I was a bit slow, hitting me halves. So yeah, that's sort of on me there.
What the coach have to say at half time?
No, he said we just got to stick in there and grind it. You know, like that one try off that the kick-off there, that breaks your heart, and the try right at the end. I felt like that first half we were in it the whole way. Should have been one try apiece, but yeah, we let them go in with a bigger 2-half. You know.
Yeah, I thought at half time that you would have gone in the happier team because you seem to be getting on top.
Yeah, that was. We went in there. We would have gone in quite happy, but you know, like when he does that off a knock on and then runs 98 metres, it sort of breaks his soul a little bit. But you know, credit to the lads for coming out in the second half, and I think the score was bloody 12-10 in the second half. So if we can keep it up, we'll go all right.
Still got a few games before the season, so you'll still be in finals contention.
Yeah. We're in. I think we're still just under. I think we're 3 points now away from third, so just a couple wins there. But yeah, we got 4 boys coming back from the starting 13, so it should be good. We've had a horror run of injuries lately, so.
Well, good luck next week, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, eh? Hey.
League positions as they are at the moment, mate, that's going to be a little scrap there to try and get the best position.
Yeah, definitely, Dino. You know, with 3 games to go before the final series starts, for East to maybe improve from their position, they need to win a couple of games. I know they play Brothers at least once. I think they may have Wests again. That would have been their last hit out against Waves, I believe.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's 2 tough games, maybe one sort of easier game in there for them. But if they can dig in, you know, if they win 2 on the trot, push up into that 3rd game, get an easier win, well, you know, they can move forward an extra 6 points. That'll help them push up the table, make it a bit easier. You don't... 1, 2 and 3 basically get the 2 shots, and 3rd and 4th is playing off for elimination. So, you know, you don't want to be... 4th and 5th. Yeah. You don't want to be you don't want to finish 4th and 5th. 1, 2 and 3 is where you're aiming for, but you want to be playing good footy at the back end of the year.
Yeah. Well, that's a wrap of the BRL games for last weekend. There's no men's competition seniors games this weekend. Okay. So they're off to accommodate the regional carnivals. And hopefully people will get out and support these kids who are going to be showcasing what they've been learning over the last few weeks in the RISE program.
Yeah, just need, you know, if you're looking for something to do, get out there and have a look around. You know, a lot of time and effort goes into it. There'll be some really good footy players, especially in that women's comp. They'll, you know, those regional, those regions that are coming here, they'll be looking to get the win. So. Well done to all the girls, but yeah, Dina, that'll be good.
And that's it. So these games that you've seen tonight, you can see them in full on the website and our Facebook pages. So if you
want to watch
it back over the weekend with no men's games, that's where you can find it. So thank you very much, Stephen, for your night.
No worries. Thanks, Dino. Thanks for having me again, mate.
I know you've had a big drive down and you need some sleep.
Yeah, mate, I'm a bit knackered. I've got to go to work tomorrow, so I'm going to go home and have a look at the blanket show, I think.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll come back next week for another episode of the Kick Off.